Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our Jurassic RimWorld Let's Play. So between episodes, I've been doing a little bit of work on our production facility. Most of it's been with the game paused because a lot of it was designing sort of the workflow, I guess. But also, I had to get stuff moved around. I did have to cheat a bit because these bigger things are not movable. And so what I basically did, rather than going through the whole thing of getting a mod that would make them so or rebuilding them, I just used the dev tools to respawn them in a different location to avoid that whole headache. So hopefully you guys don't mind that. But what I've done is got some bedrooms set up here and then set up the production facilities in the center. And so I have all the same bills and everything on here, but I've sort of specified them around these different stockpiles, and you can see there's actually quite a few. They're real faint, but there's actually 4 around each one. And so what essentially is happening here is we have like an input stockpile and then an output stockpile, and there's the same for essentially everything around here. And so the inputs are set to critical, the outputs are set to low. And so, for example, what'll happen is with the construction machinery, we're making concrete slabs. So I'm only making these concrete slabs out of granite. I don't want to waste any of the marble or slate or anything around the map. Granite is the most abundant outside of marble, and the only stone that we're not using for another purpose. So we're making 150. It's going to unpause whenever we fall below 145. And then whenever it's done, it's being taken specifically to stockpile 18. So what happens is chunks come here, again with critical priority, so that should get filled up pretty quick. And nothing should override where these go because they're the top priority. They get processed, and then this is stockpile 18, so when they're done, they just get dropped here. Now this is set to low priority, so if there's other places where we're using that stuff or storing it, it'll get moved there eventually, but when it's done, it'll just get dropped here. So it's a little bit more convenient. We don't need to drop it on the floor and just set a generic stockpile around it so that we can still factor it in. It'll just get moved here, and then again, somebody else will come along and put it in its proper place, but that should work just fine. And then the same is true for all of these over here as well. So this is for chem fuel, this is for paint, and there's our paint machinery back there. So chem fuel gets processed, paint gets dropped there, and then wherever our building materials are, the concrete and paint get moved over there. Let's see, so the biofuel refinery ended up outside because I didn't want to put the fecal sludge inside anywhere, although we were doing it before and it wasn't really a problem. But it's going to be stored here, it'll get processed, and then that chem fuel will get moved here and used, or any other stockpile where we're using chem fuel. That's probably the main one. So yeah, things are hopefully going to run a lot more smoothly. Eventually, when we have enough people, what I'd like to do is specify specific people to these things. So on this bill, for example, I can set only like Elijah to work here, and I can basically just give Elijah this whole bench and just have him only focus on this bench. And so that should streamline things further, but I don't really have the people to do that right now. So later on, when we have enough builders or crafters, I can make each person focus on a specific thing, and that again should make them a little bit more efficient. What else? We've got one solar panel done. We're working on the other one. I think the components and the solar cells are what's holding us back for the most part. I don't think we have any basic components right now. We still need to tear out the rest of the old building. There's still some of it left. And then finish the walls here, put in the fencing, and move this stuff. That stockpile shouldn't be there anymore. So yeah, that's what I was working on. It took a long time to get all these different stockpiles set up and process them through the builds. So like, for example, on, was it this one? No, it was on the metalworking bench. There's a lot of these that I had to reset up, and they all have specific destinations now. So like every single one of these, like 26 there, this one's going to 24 because they get used in other things, whereas with 26, this one, they just go there and then they get taken to the building materials. But here, 24, these are going into this to be made into solar cells. So they kind of go around the horn, something like that. I've also asked them to move the tailoring bench over here. That way we have all of our production in one area. it's just in the middle of this hallway right now, so yeah. I don't know if it'll stay here, but I just wanted it out of this building and into this one. So we'll hopefully get that done soon. And I think that's about it for what I've been working on. I think the next major construction project when this is done is going to be the prison. Just real quickly, the plans for the prison, it's kind of difficult because I don't know how much space we're going to need, but there's a few things like at minimum that we want to have. So obviously the quarry here and an outdoor area. That way the prisoners don't get like cabin fever or anything. But I also need some basic production facilities there as well. I want them doing kind of the unskilled labor, I guess. For right now, I have the stonecutter's table in here, but I'd like them to have a stonecutter's table and be using it. And then I don't have to make my skilled crafters do it, or anybody who could be crafting, because if they're working on this, they're not gaining any XP for it. And so there's really no reason to have somebody doing this unless they're not a person that you're trying to level up in crafting, in which case they're probably slow at it. So that's where the prisoners come in. We get a prisoner that's fairly skilled in crafting, but we don't want to recruit. We can just make them do it, and they'll be, moderately good at it. So we need somewhere like that. Obviously, we'll need material storage for that basic production, and then we need some cells, which will probably be in this area. I think like 6 to 8 cells, fairly small. Maybe like 3x3 rooms would be enough. Just enough room for a bed and like a plant pot, possibly. And then we'll need room for, I want to say like 2 guards. I don't think we ever need more than like 1 on duty, but since we want somebody fairly good in combat, they might trade off being part of the security team versus like the away team versus prison guard. I don't know. But probably 2 bedrooms attached. And then finally, I'd like some sort of elaborate exit, so if they do try to escape, they have to kind of run a gauntlet. And somewhere in that gauntlet, I'd like to have a room with like a turret right in the center. So if they want to run out, they've got to dodge some bullets. But hopefully that'll never be a problem. But we'll assume it will be and go with that. So we need to deal with the psychic ship today. As you can see, I've already got all of our fighters set up. Everybody should hopefully be in range. Some people are further away than others, but I tried to just make do with whatever cover was available. Laura doesn't have a gun, so I had Virgil drop his frag grenades, and she's just going to keep lobbing grenades at them. I'll need to pay special attention to her, because if they try to rush her or anybody else, she might frag, Petra or something. So it could get nasty. But we're ready, so let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to... Let's have Riker take the first shot, I think. Because I don't want to waste a grenade on the first one. It'll blow up, hit this, and then they'll spawn. I want the grenade to be out as soon as they show up. So, fire, and bingo. They're all going to look at Petra. Of course. Maybe not, but we'll have her lob grenades, or a grenade, and then maybe get back. So Riker, immediately I need you to change targets here. Virgil, help out there. Marin, I'd like you to target this. Is that a Scyther or a Lancer? I think that's a Lancer. They're Lancers, right? I always forget what the range ones are called. Yeah. So you two are shooting at him. You two, I need you to target that one. And then you guys are going to target this one. Oh, Wayne, you're not in range? Are you in range of anybody? Okay, shoot that then. And the turret is going to help out here, I suppose. It looks like that's what it's doing. Okay. Grenade out. Somebody's been hit. Gomez, where are you going? Why are you moving? Set up here then. I don't want any friendly fire. Who's been hit? Laura's been hit. Okay, Laura, fall back. We're doing pretty well. It's just the big guy. Doctor, not a good time. Not a good time. Are we done? I think we're done. Let's see. Lancer dead. What's this? Lancer dead. Lancer dead. Centipede dead. Lancer dead. Okay. So, Petra, go get yourself treated, please. Rest until healed. Laura, same deal. Go get yourself treated. Let's have... I think... Riker, go put the fire out. I want you guys to target this. No? There it is. Elijah, you can help with this too. Oh, Wayne. Feel free to help with the fire. Doctor, help out with the fire. Okay, cool. So that's been destroyed. Alright. You guys, as you were. That went pretty well. A lot better than I would have expected, anyway. So we'll get them... Oh, wait, we actually don't have any way to disassemble them. So we'll need to make sure that we build a fabrication bench? No. Oh, I forget which one it is. I don't play vanilla RimWorld enough anymore. I really need to. One of our boars died. Burned to death? Okay, whatever. We got a lot of them. So you two are off to get treated. Have you made it there yet? Because Dylan, that's going to be your thing. I really need to get the medicine in here. We'll just treat them with herbal medicine because we've got it close on hand. And frankly, if it's not a surgery, it shouldn't matter. So Petra, how are you doing? Just some minor burns. Dylan, if you could. Laura, hopefully you're not too far behind. Oh, she lost a leg. Holy crap. How's she doing? Oh, Allison, can you... She's not down yet, so we can't rescue her. How are you still walking with no leg? Is nobody going to deal with this fire? I don't think they are. I'm going to create a stockpile. Just a temporary one. And I'm going to ask that the mechanoid corpses get moved in here. So, clear all. We want corpses, only mechanoid corpses. They'll get stored in there until we have a means to disassemble them. But why is like nobody interested in putting out this fire? Tails, I know you're busy, but this is kind of important. What are you doing with the boar? Oh, you're going to put it in the freezer. Ah, yeah. That's smart. Before you drink your beer, come put this fire out. I swear, Dr. Ayala is the only one that ever jumped on the critical stuff. Okay, Dylan. As soon as you're done eating, I need you to treat her. And we'll have to find a way to replace her leg. That's really unfortunate, though. Go, go, go. Put it out. Get that one. There you go. Move in, move in. Keep moving up. We almost got it. Tails, get over there. Riker. Virgil, you got these. Hopefully. Stay on that, Riker. Okay, I think we're good. Off you go. What do we get here? Ooh, an advanced component. Nice. So that went pretty smoothly, all things considered. Aside from the lost leg. But it's not like she is anybody who... I mean, everybody kind of needs a leg. Oh, no, no, no. Dylan, what are you doing? Dude, you need to, first of all, hustle. Second of all, don't waste the really important medicine on that. I guess we had enough. I should have just let him do it. Because I forgot that Woody's been making medicine, but we have so much herbal medicine, we may as well use it. And then if, you know, there's an infection... Honestly, if there's an infection, we can treat it with herbal too, and it'd be fine. I was just trying to save the good medicine for surgeries when we need them. And I forgot that when we recruited her, we didn't change her stuff. Laura, what are you doing? Okay, you want to go eat? Dylan, will you clean? No. They kind of need to fix that. That's one thing I've noticed that's a little bit weird about the game. Is like the whole health system is actually fairly realistic considering, you know, everything else with the game, but there's not really any trauma from when they they lose a limb. You basically throw a tourniquet on it, stop the bleeding, and that's that. They just go about their business. But losing a limb is quite the system shock, and you would not be up and about like within minutes of them stopping the bleeding. So I don't know how they would model it better, but it's definitely not realistic now. Okay, so off they go there. Hopefully this whole production shift doesn't throw us off too much, because stuff did get moved around. All the bills have been reset up. I made sure of that. But obviously things are in different places, and not all the materials have been moved where they need to be yet. So that's something that we'll have to make sure happens eventually. And I need to get somebody over here to clean dirt. Can you come clean up all the blood? Just gotta make sure that, like, we don't want the blood in here because it could cause an infection with Petra. Although she's basically healed already. So Laura was the primary casualty there. Is there anything I can do for her here? Give her a peg leg for the time being. Let's do that. It'll help her a little bit. But we really need to research prosthetics. I think there's somebody else that... maybe I'm thinking of a different playthrough. You're a little bit tipsy. We're going to need to treat that eventually. He just needs to bathe. You're a little bit drunk as well. Are you researching drunk? Gomez took some penoxycycline. I was like, wait, penoxycycline prevents sleeping? No, it's sleeping sickness. Also bad hygiene. He's got some stuff we need to treat. Just a burn there. A little bit of alcohol. Okay, so yeah, it looks like Schultz and Marin have stuff that we need to operate on. But nobody needs a prosthetic. We should also make sure this room is lit. How's it in here, by the way? 48 in the corners. That's good enough. I think it's 50 everywhere but that one extreme. And that's still 48, so they wouldn't... I don't think they would take any significant work penalty if they were standing in that corner while they were working, which they won't be. Okay, so the floors in here are almost done. They got that done pretty fast, actually. Somebody's on the verge of a break. She's been kind of a pain lately. It's just because she needs a bath. Well, then take a bath. Let's see. By the way, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I moved this rug out of here and put it in that room. And then I've just queued up one of these small ones, because it was a bit excessive for a room that size. And for all these 5x4 rooms that we have now, I've been doing the same thing. So that's what the rug looks like. And these will be identical to those. These essentially are, they're just laid out vertically rather than horizontally. But nobody's living in here yet. There's no reason for them to, because again, there's nothing in here yet. We're still researching the genetic stuff, which we're actually about halfway through. Cool. Let's actually look at prosthetics while we're here. An organ vat, huh? No, we don't want to be growing organs. At least not yet. Let's see. Oh, peg leg's done. Let's jump out of here real quick and handle that. So peg leg, Laura, where are you? Okay, go to the bathroom and then let's queue up an operation for you. Lost her right leg. Yeah, we don't want to accidentally install it on the left and take off the other one. So she needs a right peg leg. We'll have to make sure that she's able to use proper medicine there. And so whenever she's done using the bathroom, we'll have her rest until healed, and somebody should come along and do that. Elijah, why are you eating in Dylan's room? What would bring you over there? He's got the only... Oh, Allison's eating in your room. You could have eaten with Allison or something. She is single now. But yeah, he's got a bedroom here, and all of his jobs are right here. So I don't know what he was doing on that side of the base. Are you... God, you're slow. The peg leg again should help, but it's not going to make a significant difference. I think it's like what, plus... It's probably like plus 25%? Maybe not even that much. Because her movement is going to be... Oh, it's only 30. Oh, because her consciousness is still low. I think it should be 50 by the time her consciousness recovers. Which we'll have to wait for the blood loss to alleviate. But I think that'll go to 50, and then I think the peg leg will get it to like 75 at best. Might not even be that much, but it's better than 30 like it is now. Okay, Marin, what are you up to? Oh, you're hauling that bench. Perfect, thank you for that. We'll have to have somebody come along and do this one too. Okay, so she finally made it to the bathroom. Good. Stuff is finally getting moved into the proper places here. It'll make a lot more sense when you actually see the materials start getting dropped where they're supposed to. Because then it's like, oh yeah, we've got stone chunks here and concrete there, so it's just, you know, getting processed across. The glass, for example, that's one I should have showed you, because that's a more complex one. The glass is being made at this one and then being dropped there. I believe, right? So stockpile 19. Details. Oh, I forgot to do that one. Yeah, so that should be 19. Well, good thing I checked. So it'll get finished here, moved there, and then processed into those. Or if we want to, we can actually use that stuff for, what is it? Like glass partitions, glass doors and stuff. But I've been using the other UN mod that lets me make those same things out of just steel because it's easier. Personally, I'm not a big fan of mods that make you go through all this ridiculous production stuff. That was one of my biggest gripes with the Warhammer 40k playthrough, is all of the hang on a second. Oh no, that's fine. It'll end up roofed anyways. I just noticed there's like little roofs on these, but they're gonna be roofed off like this anyways, so it's not a big deal. Anyways, in the Warhammer 40k playthrough, the mod, the Imperial Guard mod, basically made you jump through a bunch of hoops in order to craft the Imperial stuff. You couldn't just use components, you had to make Imperial components because they're special. And yeah, it's just unnecessary, I feel like. So who's going to be my best doctor? Dr. Ayala was among the best, but she hasn't really been doing any doctoring lately. So right now, Schultz and Woody are the best. This isn't a particularly difficult procedure. Oh, looks like Schultz is going to do it anyways, so good on him. Got visitors again. I've been getting visitors a lot more frequently lately. I'm happy about that. So where are you guys from? Bonfarsten? Okay, we have Dietrich, who's a researcher. Just making sure... Okay, so we are accommodating them. And we are going to entertain them. Don't want to be recruiting them. I don't want to cross this faction. Neither of them are very good anyways. And I did set that to default, so yeah, I should automatically try to recruit them. We need bigger groups though. I guess now it doesn't matter. We're just trying to build up faction relations. We don't really have anything to sell them. At least not yet. I guess that's another thing we could do. We don't have any prisoners, so it's not like we need to rush in doing this. Although having the quarry would be really helpful because we don't really have a means of acquiring stone outside what few mountains are left on the map. Okay, so how'd that go? Perfect. She's got a peg leg. Her movement's going to be 0 now, but we'll see what it is when she's fully recovered. But again, we will try to get her some prosthetics, and now that I remember, let's actually look at that again. So, basic prosthetics. I wish it would highlight these better. There's so much stuff going on here, it's almost impossible to track. I'm going to pause just to make sure nothing's happening while I'm not looking. So where is it taking me to? We should have basic prosthetics. So there it is on the left. Then we go to simple. We don't have that yet. And then finally bionics. So let's add simple to the queue. And where is bionics? Should be here somewhere. We've got crude bionics. I don't know what that is, but that's something we could consider. And then advanced bionics. There's bionics. Okay. It's purple for whatever reason. Probably different tech level. Is this like spacer tech? What is crude bionic? Crude bionic spine, crude bionic leg. Let's do that next. I think that fits the general theme of this playthrough better. We might go all the way to bionics, but that might be a little bit too future tech. This wasn't supposed to be like a sci-fi playthrough. I guess technically Jurassic Park is science fiction. But in Jurassic Park, they don't have like robot arms or anything like that. It's pretty much real world technology, especially like back in the 90s. Just a little bit of pseudoscience to make dinosaurs potentially viable, or recovering dinosaurs potentially viable. Oh, we're almost done here. Let's get that last wall in, and then we'll continue this. I guess I'll put it here. I think I wanted it like that. I did 2 there. Is that going to be an issue? I think we'll have to do it like this. It's going to be a little bit off center. And I'll just do 2 wide or something. I might need to change it over there then. But I think it's going to look weird if I don't do that. Yeah, it's going to do the thing where it's like a single pillar. So I have to put 2 there. And that matches here. So this just comes out further that way. I don't know. I think no matter what, it's going to look a little off. Oh well. That's good enough. We do need to remove, and I should definitely do this before they take those walls out. No roof on this. Hopefully, again, they get to it. In fact, I'm going to cancel deconstruction of like that and maybe this. Just to be absolutely sure that there's no collapse on anybody, because that's generally when it'll happen, when they're tearing stuff down. Okay, so she is up and about again. Laura, that is. And her movement's up to 64%. But again, her consciousness isn't fully recovered. She's still suffering from moderate blood loss. So I think we will get up to 75, which is significantly better than the 50 or 30 it could have been. I've also moved her bed, so she was sleeping here. I've gone ahead and I've pushed Elijah to the corner, and I've put Laura here since she is primarily a crafter. It's actually what she's up to right now. So that should minimize the amount of movement that she'll need to do, although she will need to get food. So that's another consideration that I was thinking about. I might put like a small single refrigerator in here somewhere, and I might do this for every big building that we have, and just set it to critical for simple meals. Oh, who's sick? Okay, so Laura is back up and moving, and let's take a look at how well she's moving. We should probably change her medicine level as well. So consciousness is only at 80 because of the blood loss. 64. That's not too bad. I think we will get her back up to 75 movement when, you know, all's said and done. So that's pretty good. It's certainly better than the 50 or the 30% that we were seeing before. So that's not terrible. And what I've done just to make things easier on her is I've made this her bedroom to limit how far she has to go to do her job. Unfortunately, she does have to hike all the way over here to get food and use the bathroom. So that's another situation I need to remedy. Even when she's fully mobile, I'd prefer them not to have to travel that far. So one thing I was considering is putting in like a small refrigerator somewhere, maybe just even like here at the doorway, and then setting those to critical for simple meals so that somebody will come around and essentially deliver food to all the major buildings so that nobody has to go back to the center of, you know, the base to get food. I think that would make things a lot easier for everyone. And potentially the dogs could even do that job. It's just a simple hauling job. But yeah, that would be really helpful. And then again, I need to figure out how to attach a bathroom to this building somewhere. I could try to squeeze it into a corner or something. I don't know, we'll see. But I do need some sort of restroom here, because otherwise they have to, again, walk all the way across to here to use the toilet. And that's not very efficient. And obviously I did push Elijah over just to, again, make things easier for her. But they're both primarily crafters, so it doesn't really matter. They're just in this building. And I think they're the only ones, if I'm not mistaken. You're the chef. Allison does have some crafting skill, but she's combatant more than anything. She's probably just going to be working on guns, if anything at all. Although she has been helping, and I don't mind that she come over here and help, but that's not going to be her primary job. Gomez, I think, is just a fighter, and yeah, so social, probably going to be like a prison guard when she's at base. She might be one of the two that lives up here and again like rotates out. Dylan, you're already living in the hospital, clinic, whatever. Elijah, you're already in that. Marion, what's your whole deal? So fighting, construction, mining. That's another job I need to figure out where I'm going to house people for. With Marin and Wayne, and to a lesser extent Virgil, they are primarily miners and construction workers. So they don't really fit in here. They're not going to be operating any of this machinery. So I need to find a different place for them. But in Wayne's case, he's not really a fighter. I mean, could be a decent brawler, but he's never going to be a good shot. So I don't know that I probably wouldn't ever bring him on a mission. There would be no point. There's other better people for the job. And he could be building here or something. So I'd have to find a place for the construction team, which obviously this is not. So yeah, I'm not sure about them. With Virgil, since he's with Dr. Ayala, I'm probably just going to choose based on whoever's location is more important. Oh, that reminds me. I don't know why it reminded me. I think because I was looking at the turret. But we need to make sure that gets turned off. It's a waste of power. Oh, I forgot that the new ones need barrel changes. I hate that. That's annoying. I might find the mod that gets rid of that. Because they already suck enough. And then you just make them cost even more than they already do. And a recurring cost at that. So yeah, anyways. With Virgil and Ayala, if she ends up being the administrator, then we'll put them in the administration building, or if he does, which he might. They're both pretty high in social, so I think they both have a chance. If not, he's kind of in the same boat, where mostly construction and mining, but he is probably the best crafter we have too. And he's a good fighter, so he's wearing a lot of hats for us, aside from just this green one on his head. But we'll figure something out. Feel free to suggest ideas though, because obviously there's still a lot of this base that needs to get built, and we haven't even done the southern half, which is going to house all the dinosaur attractions. That's a long way off. Hopefully not too long though. If we can get like an herbivore or something, I might do one sooner. But I don't think we could support like a T-Rex or anything yet. Alright, so I just noticed, apparently we got a bunch of stone in. I'm not sure why. I think maybe when I moved the stone cutting table and redid the bills, I unsuspended, there we go. I unsuspended the project, so I guess we're cutting stone again. And so the bathroom floor is done here. We got that marble slate checker pattern. And they were actually expanding this here, so this is actually pretty far out now. So what I did is, I think I actually had them wrapping it around these corners somewhat. I went ahead and I canceled that. And I've asked them to start filling in the floors over here. What is this? Oh, that was a steel stockpile. Let's get rid of that. Here's what I'll do. Stockpile zone. And it can even wrap around a bit. I don't really care. We'll grab that setting, paste it there, and then delete this one. That way we don't have steel dropped in right there. Okay, so they terraformed this as well. That means I go ahead and grab this and expand it along there. We're out of material though. Oh well, we did what we could. And I think this should be one of those. Gotta be careful though, because it gets a little bit weird where these patios are. Like this up here. But it's moving along, and I'm very pleased about that. We still need to cut all this out. Oh, Laura's on an insulting spree. I guess she's having a hard time with her leg. Blood loss is minor. What's her movement at? 80%. That's actually better than I thought. I didn't think we'd get beyond 75, but apparently Virgil's just working away while she's saying mean things to him. He doesn't care. Oh, wow. Only 62. Left us a bunch of meat in somebody's room, no less. Marin, before you go to bed, can you haul that to the freezer? Please. I wonder why only 62. Well, they were here. Were they here when we fought the mechanoids? I don't remember now. Maybe that was part of it, or it could be all the construction. I don't know, but that's 62 is not 100, and that's the only acceptable score right now. But it seems like they enjoyed it, so hopefully they will be back. What's going on here? Why is that conduit partially going through that? Let's see. Yeah, I assumed. So what's your deal? You're tired. Oh, she's a body purist and we had to give her a peg leg. Oh no. That's going to be an issue for a long time. Well, forever, unfortunately. There's nothing we can really do about it. I don't think there's any way we can splice a human leg on her. We also need to get this place... No, why? Oh, because of the machinery. Yeah, I was like, this place is fairly comfortable temperature-wise. Why is this... No, this is 2. So where did she sleep that it was hot? I thought, you know, maybe with the machinery running, it got warm in here, which it can do. These do put off heat, but as far as I can tell, it's fairly pleasant in here. So I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, everything is between like 17 and 22, more or less. Oh. You could have used any other bathroom, man. I forgot I told them to tear that out. I'm trying to slowly replace all these walls. It's tricky because everybody's living in these rooms now. These are still guest rooms though, so we can actually do those. I'll have them do everything but that back wall. There we go. The exterior is going to be the hardest. I'm going to have to micromanage that because as soon as it gets torn out, I need to immediately fill it back in. Otherwise, if I just leave them to it, they're not going to do it right away. And so Virgil and... Wait, Virgil, why are you sleeping in your own bed? What the hell? That's weird. He didn't go on a mission or anything. I don't know what that's about. And I think Gomez was sleeping there originally, so who was sleeping here? Every time I send people on missions, the beds get all messed up. I think Allison was... No, Allison was here because she was sharing that bedroom with Woody, and then Woody moved there. Or Woody, Wayne. Maybe Woody was sleeping there. Woody, where are you sleeping now? Hang on, I gotta figure out where he is. Not neither of those. Oh, he's sleeping here. Okay, so it wasn't that one. Schult, where are you? You're here with Petra. Everybody's assigned to bed as far as I can tell, because it would say so, if not. Yeah. So I don't know what happened with that. That was weird, though. I'm probably going to move Wayne into this one, then. Oh, that's not a good idea. I'll put Gomez there. And then I'm going to put Wayne in this one. Because I don't want Allison to have... Like, putting Wayne and Allison next to each other after their breakup seems insensitive. And then we'll just turn this into a guest bed. So these are all guest rooms now. Great, that means I can tear the walls out. So we'll get all of this. Cool. And I guess with that, that's where I'll leave it. We're going to need to make the bench. I can never remember the name of it. I always want to call it the fabricator, but I think that's the one that makes components. So, what is it? I don't think it's the machining table. Maybe it is. Yeah, breaking down mechanoids is the machining table. Yeah, the fabrication bench is the big 5x2 that makes components. So, we will need one of these just to disassemble the mechanoids. I'll probably put it in this room. I just don't know where. I guess we can give it a temporary spot because these are movable, so that would work. We're really low on steel. I think it's because we're processing so much stuff. I'm gonna have to ask them to mine more. I can take care of that off camera though. I'll just start with like that and go from there. But yeah, that's where we'll leave it. So feel free to let me know what you guys think we should do about the construction people. I suppose we could set up a building, or maybe put them in the admin building with like the, I don't know, because we're going to have janitor types, so I guess they would need somewhere to be as well. And so that makes sense. So we'll have like construction, repair, mining, cleaning, and hauling people in the building for the admin building, and then I guess we'll put the security team somewhere else. Doesn't need to be in the same building. We could put it like here or something, or I don't know, to be honest. Could just be a different part of this building. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Or it even could be closer to where the dinosaurs are, maybe. We'll figure something out, though. I want them to be fairly central, just so that if we get attacked, they can get to wherever they need to get. But we are getting pretty close to the edges of the map in some places, and we probably will be, you know, bordering the edges when we're done. So it'll be kind of tricky, but we'll see. So thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some RimWorld with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.